Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh. I wanted to just expect a nice little watch along later today. I haven't even done my coffee this morning, and social media is blowing up. Transfer window is going crazy. There's this, that, and the other thing. Apparently, we're signing Dalot, and then we're not signing Dalot. Haaland's going to PSG. Ronaldo's going to United, then City, then back to United. It's just insane, man. But we don't care about that. We care about a couple things. We care about one, Erling Haaland, and we care about two, signing a mother and right back. And that's what the main conversation of today is going to go. Now, I talked to a few people before this to try to get a general sense of what I'm talking about, to not only give you guys relevant and solid information, but maybe to ease some of your concerns. I have two main stories that I'm going to try to focus generally on today. The biggest one being Haaland, even though I almost tweeted out, I was going to say, like, is it worth my time to get up, go live, and talk about Haaland? Is it really that legit? And unfortunately, apparently, it's a little legit. There is genuine interest in Haaland from PSG. PSG are desperate to sign someone if Mbappe leaves. So what I'm being told, if Mbappe gets sold this summer, if he gets sold for 160 to 220, whatever they decide it is, if he gets sold, there's a realistic, but it also depends. It depends on a couple of things. There's a realistic chance they're going to try to sign Haaland. However, yes, his release clause will become effective after September 1st, so really the cards are still in Dortmund's hand, and it would just take a crazy, intense bid to be able to persuade Haaland and Dortmund to sell. I don't read too much into it, in the fact that Dortmund will sell. However, I do think that there could be a potential interest should Mbappe be sold. But we'll have to see. I'll read a couple of the articles that we were taking a look at, and a couple of the people that we were talking to, and it was saying basically that PSG have made Borussia Dortmund striker Erling Haaland their number one target to replace Mbappe. It says that Mbappe is closing in on a move to Madrid for 145.6 million euros, and the French side would have money to go all out on a new striker. However, it says that PSG has tested their stance with 150 bid and is tempting the German outfit for Erling Haaland. So it looks like they're going to be bidding upwards of 150 mil when the release clause could become effective September 1st for 64 million. It says that reports in PSG approach Haaland's agent whether the deal can be struck and if they could praise him away from Dortmund. And that's pretty much all it is. It says a lot of this has come with the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo has told Juventus that he does not want to stay at Juve anymore. He was apparently supposed to go to City. That's changed, and now it looks like he's going to be potentially heading to United. Doesn't look like City's going to be targeting anyone. And for Madrid, it's still looking like they're going to offer upwards of 145 million euros for Mbappe. And if PSG think, okay, well, we lose the one hottest product in the world, we could go potentially out and buy Haaland. But the key thing to note is that we still hold the cards. That release clause doesn't come active until September 1st. So if Dortmund really don't want to sell, they don't have to. However, if they look at the money and they look at the risk versus reward and decide to go all out, which I don't think they should, then we're effed. We're absolutely effed because we do not have time to come back and replace someone like Haaland. I don't know. I don't want to read too much into it because I just simply don't believe it. But it does seem like PSG are going to test Dortmund. So I don't know if anyone this summer really has offered that type of money and have really tried to test Dortmund. It looks like if Mbappe's sold, PSG will try to do that. But the window is closing down, and I just can't see a way Dortmund look to sell to try to replace him. It's just not going to happen. But as for Mbappe, it says that on Tuesday evening, Real Madrid bid 160 million euros for Mbappe. And it's funny because all these numbers are all over the place. And then it says Thursday that Madrid were going to try to offer 170 million plus an extra 10 million add-ons. And then it says PSG are eyeing Haaland. It said that they're going to look to replace Mbappe. It says that they're going to do a swoop in to sign Erling Haaland from the transfer window. And it says that they could be for a fee around 150 million and try to get Dortmund to sell. However, links to Haaland exit have died down somewhat of late, and this is just expecting for next summer with the release clause around 64. But yeah, so that was the first major story. So without further ado, I'm going to dive into the comments, just trying to get you guys' a somewhat realistic approach of how this thing could go down. Realistically, like I said, there could be nothing whatsoever to sweat because all the cards are in Dortmund's hands in terms of keeping him this year. However, it looks like with the money coming into PSG, they may test Dortmund. They may go in, but let's see what you guys are saying. If you guys are excited for a nice little, it's going to be relatively quick-ish transfer stream, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. We got a watch along coming up later today. But Luke Carey says no way that he leaves. I don't think so either. What's up, Dortmund guy? A lot of news, man. A lot of news. How you doing, Josh? I'm doing good. He won't leave. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense for him learning German so much. Haaland is here to stay. I'm hoping so. And that's the nice thing that we do know. The cards are in Dortmund's hands. They can reject it, and nothing can be done about it because that release clause is not effective this transfer window. It's going to be tempting for Haaland. PSG is building a Galacticos right now. Still a no from me, though. It's a no from me, too, because we don't have time to adequately replace him. And like I said, can you imagine if Haaland got plucked from us right now? Can you imagine how our season would go? Where will the goals come from? We have no proof that Malen can put the ball in the back of the net. We have no other options. Mukuku's too young. We can't play Hazard or Royce out of position as a center forward. We would be in big trouble, which is why I just don't see it happening. I'm actually pretty happy with this. We can get 135 plus per Haaland, and we can replace him and improve our positions we have holes in. See, I think so, Payne. So realistically, who could we replace Haaland with? Because naturally, we could, I guess, put Malen as striker, and then we could go out and maybe sign a center back, a CDM, a right back, a winger. But those are a lot of deals when we're pressed against the clock. Everything's working against us right now. We don't have time to plug a bunch of holes together. That's why we're looking at loan deals right now. We're putting, like I said, I'm using this. It's Band-Aids on a crack. We have a big hole at right back. We have a hole at center back. If we look to sell Witzel, we have now a hole at CDM. And we don't have the proper timing to get a good deal done that probably is up to the par that Dortmund like. Because Dortmund are notorious for getting decent deals. Dalot, for example, if he comes in from United, it will be on a loan with an option to buy. That is common sense. No way they're dropping a lot of money on him. They're going to put basically the future in his hands of whether he can earn a full-time contract or not. You guys got a lot of comments coming in today too, but no, we don't have time. We don't have time to replace it. I think our season would be in a whole lot of trouble if we sell Haaland, but apparently a couple of you guys don't think so. I hope we sell Haaland. I don't, man. I think we'd be in a heap of trouble. I'm scared for the rest of the season if Haaland leaves. I agree. I don't think he will. I don't think Dortmund will be pushed into selling. They could have gotten that 150. If they really wanted to. They could have got that deal earlier. They chose not to. They know that they may lose him for cheaper, but they need him this season. And I just don't think at this time, the timing is just not on for me. If my day couldn't get any worse, Ronaldo's not joining City. I hear Ronaldo might go to United. I heard that as well. Someone made a funny joke on Twitter. It's like, I should have became a journalist, and it had someone saying, done deal, Ronaldo joining City, and then the next day, City are out of the race. I don't know. Hell no, he ain't leaving, bro. I don't think so either. But I truthfully do think someone will really test Dortmund. I don't know how hard someone pushed. But if Mbappe goes out and knowing how stubborn and rich PSG are, I could see them pushing Dortmund to almost the breaking point where they may or may not sell. We're going to have to see. It's all speculative. And same going for the Diego, I don't know. Transfers are just hilarious. The Ronaldo one speaks to that. The Dalot rumors as well. It seems like he's going to come in on a loan, but it's dependent on if Trippier goes to United, which doesn't look likely because Atletico don't really have a replacement there. So it's just going all over the place, man. It really is. I believe Dalot is a good shout for our style and the BVB position. I'm really growing on the idea. I really, really am. I think that he would be a great fit for Dortmund. And like I said, I've tweeted out many times when it comes to the cracks. Remember that fun little, we can't afford to put a good chunk of money because Dalot is worth a good chunk of money. He's probably 20 plus. We're not going to spend that on him, but the deal that is looking likely to get done is a loan with an option to buy. Perfect. Because if he kills it at right back, he could be our future right back. He wants to come here. He's had good talks with Guerreiro. He's had good talk, which is a Portuguese teammate. He's had good talks with Sancho, who obviously went from Dortmund to United. He wants this Dortmund move. It's just whether we can find a way to get it done if United bring in a replacement. And then on top of that, we'd get him for a loan. Our books are fine, and an option to buy. So if he kills it, unlike what we did with Hakimi, we can sign him permanently. Beautifully done by Dortmund if we pull it off. But the last thing I just read was saying that the deal is a little unlikely at the moment. But that's the thing about transfers, man. They go like that. I love this channel. I liked and subbed. Much love, Soccer Life. I appreciate it. Anyone else who's new around here and wants to drop a like on the stream today, always appreciative, as well as a sub. Join the community. Let me know if you are new. CR7 earned my respect back by rejecting City. If we sell Haaland, we better get a winger, striker, and defender. If we sell Haaland, worst case scenario, because you guys know my opinion, worst thing that would possibly happen is if we sold Erling Haaland. But let's say we do. If we do, we get Dalot in on a loan deal. Perfect. Sign a center back, sign a winger, and potentially a CDM if you allow Witsel to leave. I don't think Haaland would want to go to PSG. I get what you're saying, but if you came up to any young striker in the world and who, you can promise them titles every single season, no matter what, because it's Ligue 1, with no disrespect, PSG will more than likely take it. And then you can say, hey, by the way, you can be the main striker. You can be the main striker between Neymar and Messi, with also Hakimi beside you, who you're buddies with. I think. Maybe not. I don't remember if they were together. I think they were. They played together a little bit. I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance that it would turn his head, but I do also heard rumors today saying that, and again, take it with a grain of salt, man. These are somewhat realistic and I guess okay Twitter accounts to follow, but they're saying that he does have a deal done with Madrid, which I do believe, but it'll depend on a few different things. I don't think we can afford to throw money at veterans on the top of their game, even with Haaland money. I agree. Haaland leaving. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think that Haaland won't leave BVB this season. And have you heard that Lewy to Juventus? I have not heard Lewandowski to Juventus, and I just can't see it happening. But I would be pumped. I would be so pumped. Could you imagine if Lewandowski left Bayern this year and goes to Juve and leaves at this point of the transfer window? Bayern are effed. In my opinion, they would sign Werner. So if that happens, come back to this stream, because I don't see who else they could get, and Chelsea's got too many players right now. But I don't think Bayern would let that happen, man. They're smarter than that. I mean, I like Calvert-Lewin or something. Yeah. Haaland will not leave this season. What next season is, we'll see. Yeah. And like I said, the cards are all in Dortmund's pocket. If they want to sell, they can. But if they don't have to. So there's no viable option to replace him. And if we don't have Haaland this year, we're already fragile. We need him up front. And it's just not worth the risk. What's up, JJD? Watching from Morocco. Haha, very cool, my man. Very cool. Hi, Josh. How are you, bro? I'm excited. White. I'm excited. But let's get into the Diogo Dalot. So I'm going to read a couple things off to you guys. So basically, it looks like Dortmund, it says that the Bundesliga club have credited interest in fullback, and they're opening talks with the Red Devils over a deal. It says, while Dortmund are controlling talks with United, Dalot is said to be open to the idea of moving to the German Giants. He's talked with his new teammate, Jane Sancho, as well as his Portuguese buddy there, Guerrero, and it seems like it's something that he's very interested in. It says Dortmund are interested as well, and he says that Dortmund are trying to strike a deal for United for Dalot, but will only sign him on an initial loan deal with an option to make the move permanent. Classy move there. But the big thing that we're also seeing going around good old Twitter, and shout out to Jordan for sending me the tweet from BVB Newsblog, says that there's still major hurdles in the Dalot leaving, with Trippier joining. The sources previously confident neither would happen, despite the Dortmund offers believe the most likely outcome is for Dalot to remain at United for this foreseeable future as of today. The key is as of today, because it's transfer season, man. These things are going left, right, and center. Remember the Hulsberg rumors? Remember that, guys? Remember these? Who knows? I don't know. I do think there's something there with Diogo Dalot. I really, really do. But it will definitely depend on what United is. United doesn't have a use for him. They don't. They have other players as well. But we will see. How true is this? A credible source. Credible source has said that PSG will be gunning for Haaland. But guys, like I said, that almost means nothing. If Dortmund are hellbent on keeping Haaland, they have the power to keep him. It's all in Dortmund's court. But it's credible sources saying that they will go all out on him if Mbappe is sold, because they will have a lot of money to toss at Dortmund, and that is the point I'm trying to make. I do think he'll stay, but I truly don't believe Dortmund have been tested. truthfully, honestly tested that Haaland will be sold. And I think that potentially if Mbappe is sold and they get that kind of money, Dortmund will be tested. And we will really see if really how badly they want to keep him. Honestly, I want him to leave so I can be done with all of this and the money can get used to buy 2-3 players. Not this season though, man. Not this season. It can't be. The transfer window is closing very, very soon. We don't have time to get in deals we want. We'll be throwing together, well, one, they'll be all panic buys. No panic buys turn out good. You offer too many wages, you offer too many years, and you offer too high of a transfer fee. And we have so many holes right now. Keep Haaland, sign Dalot or somebody at right back. Sign, and there's a couple of shouts. If we get rid of Witsel, sign maybe someone who can play as a makeshift CB as well as a CDM. And then try to get in a winger, I guess. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what we do. There's going to be some movement. Neymar Jr. has joined us. Do you think that Haaland will leave for the dream trio at Paris? I truthfully don't. Like I said, I do think PSG will test them, but I don't see Dortmund letting him go. They know better. They know that they will be effed if they do. I'm sick for PSG. Josh, I don't think Haaland wants to go to Ligue 1. He may not, and I agree. I don't think that's his preferred destination. But like I said, I don't think everyone needs to understand the power that Messi has. You have a chance to play with one of the best players in the entire existence of the game, and he's retiring very shortly. Probably only two, maybe 3 years at PSG. So Haaland could have an opportunity to go there, stay there for 3-4 years, play with him, and then move on. But again, I don't want to speculative too much on it because I don't think it's going to happen. I told you guys my opinion. He'll stay here for the season. He'll go to Madrid next year. That is where I stand on the situation. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of comments coming in today, guys. I enjoy it. Be sure to drop a like. Game day, fellas. It is. How much will they pay Borussia? It's rumored to be around 150 for Haaland, but all that will depend. Do you think that they will sell to increasingly spending wallet because they will not win the Bundesliga? I don't know if they're gonna sell. I think they need to focus on bringing players in. But Witsel's another one. Witsel's been rumored to go to Aston Villa now, to Juve. We're just running out of options, man. Donald Duck says, heck no, I would rather Haaland go to Barca. And this is coming from a Bayern fan. Would love to see him in the next Ronaldo versus Messi, Barca versus Madrid, which would then be Mbappe versus Haaland. And that was a legitimate possibility, but the fact is, I don't think that Barca will have any chance of bringing him in. By the way, if we sell Haaland, we would not get any money all at once. Could be. Depends on how the deal would go down. Thoughts on the Man United right back? It's a genius loan. If we can pull this off, that's fantastic. We need somebody in. And at this point, I would take him in a heartbeat. And we got a nice little opinion on him. Dalot is perfect fit for us. Right back and also covered at left back. He's there because of an injury crisis, and he did well at Milan last season. I agree with you. I do like this. And I think there is some legs there. It will depend on how willing United are to do a deal, and if they have to bring in, Trippier. A very random question, but you say Sancho and Haaland saga was a big part to do with the channel's growth. This is obvious expectations of your talent as a spokesman and your efforts and producer D. But would you say the Haaland and Sancho saga has a big part to do with the channel's growth? I don't think so. I don't know. It's interesting. I haven't seen from our analytics a big spike or anything from the sagas of these players, mainly because when I started the channel last year, there was zero transfer news. I mean, we signed Renier. That video didn't do very well. But no, I personally don't think so. I don't know. I'll maybe look into it a little bit more, but I don't think that was to do with the channel's growth, because I don't know. I don't like touching on, honestly, like I said, I almost put a tweet up today saying is it worth my time to go live and talk about Haaland? Because I don't think he's leaving. I really don't. I'm telling you guys my opinion. However, there are more credible sources than me. And a lot of them are saying that there is something there. So I felt like it was my place to go live. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting question, but I don't think so. City are the ones who backed from CR because of the wage demands and needed by Juve. that makes sense. I just want Haaland to have a great season. And if Haaland leaves next season, I would want to spend the money on a great winger. Yeah, I would like Antony too. I want Haaland to have a good season too. People are already calling him a bust, which is just not fair yet. Thoughts on Ronaldo to United, and would you take Dalot? Thoughts on Ronaldo to United? I like it more than him going to City. I think I don't know what Cavani's future has in store then, because if Sancho couldn't take 7 from him, you better believe Ronaldo was taking 7 from him. But yeah, I don't know. And I would take Dalot in a heartbeat. We absolutely need a player like him, and if we bring him in on a loan with an option to buy, that is music to my ears. Moise Kean is not a bad little idea if Haaland leaves. Only because Moise Kean put up 18 goals last year, but I mean, he was also playing with some incredible players in Liga. But again, I don't know. I don't want to get too far in deep with Haaland leaving, because like I said, this is coming from Josh. I mean, whether you trust me or you don't, I don't see any scenario where Haaland leaves. I just truthfully don't. But I think it will be interesting to see BVB get tested like that. Kean will be in Juve once CR leaves. Yeah, and I mean, he should get out of Everton. He did so well last year for PSG. I think Haaland will not leave BVB this year, but should he leave, who is the replacement? I agree. Like I said, writing in the stars, man, he's probably going to leave next year. And like I told you guys, just said it, probably Madrid is the destination. If he were to leave this year, I don't think Dortmund have the luxury of trying to find a proper replacement. I think they then toss Malen up front as striker for the year, and then they go out into the winger market. And I don't know who it is. I really don't. I mean, one of the Ajax boys could be nice. Antony, it's a good shout. He's been linked to the Bundesliga with Bayern previously, but I don't know. Dang, Hakimi had the luxury of playing with current GOATs, Ronaldo, Messi, and probably future ones, Mbappe and Haaland. Yeah, he's had quite the interesting one. Are there any young prospects in the Dortmund Youth Academy that could fill in at positions of need this year? I'm a little harsh with this, but I don't think so. I don't. And again, you guys can feel free to pop up ideas, but someone said that today. I put it out, and if we sell Witsel, who's another rumor, guys, he's rumored to go to Aston Villa. He's rumored to go to Juve, and it's not a good deal. It's not. We would be in a lot of trouble if that happens. We don't have a proper number 6 if he leaves. We have Chan, who I don't personally trust to hold down the fort as a CDM. Dahoud can play there. I don't know if he can do it for an entirety of the season. Bellingham's an 8. Brandt's obviously up the pitch. We don't have the luxury of allowing Witsel to leave for dirt price and then not properly replace him. Someone said, well, would Toby Rashford be able to step up? The answer is no. If we really want to compete, we need to bring in proper, adequate replacements. So there's a lot of talented young prospects in the Dortmund Academy, don't get me wrong. Can one of them step up this year? No. The most promising prospect we had was Mukuku, and he struggled to break his way in because it's a whole different jump. But that's just my opinion. There could be ideas elsewhere, but what about Lewandowski to PSG? Maybe. Okay, I got a correction. It's pronounced Dalot. Is it really? Dalot? Okay, I'll take your word for it, OC. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Dalot. I thought it was Dalot, but I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched him too much. If he does sign, I have an idea of someone to bring onto the channel to give us a nice little insight on him. But okay, Dalot. Interesting to know. If Levy leaves Bayern, I would giggle like a childhood, but it ain't happening. Keep dreaming, fellas. Eric, I agree. I would do anything to see Lewandowski walk out that door, but I just don't see it happening, guys. I don't see it happening. But if you're just tuning into the stream, guys, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and put in the comments now a percentage. What percentage do you think it is for Haaland to leave this summer? Mine is 5%. Minus 5%. United fans do think that Dalot... Okay, I've now announced it properly now. United fans do think that Dalot is important and that they should keep him instead of signing someone else. He would play... that's very interesting to see that you guys want to keep him. Yeah, I don't know. Our midfield is stacked, yo. Yeah, but not properly. We got a lot of good midfielders in the heart of the midfield, but if I'm looking at a true number 6, someone who, like Witsel, can play as a 6 and allow Dahoud and Bellingham to get further up the pitch, Chan's not the guy I'm looking at. So I do hope that there's a potential a case where someone can come up and we can sign him. And I don't know who it's going to be. What you believe happened to the Man City transfer rumor of Haaland and his brand fans would belong with all the goals, shirts, sales. Did Man City pull out, or did Ronaldo decide not to come? From what I've read, and this is just from what I've read, there's probably better insights on it. It seemed like City pulled out of the Ronaldo because of the wages. That is what I've heard so far. There's a lot of comments tuning in today, guys. Little bit nerves. Why would he downgrade? Yeah, I mean, he can be a potential one as long as we can get him instead of going to Bayern. I have no problem with that. Messi will play at the 2026 World Cup. I think so as well. If Haaland leaves, I would only be happy if he joins Marseille, Liverpool, or Valencia. I don't see that happening. If Haaland leaves, like I said, guys, more than likely it's going to be to Madrid next summer when his release clause comes in. I can't really see him leaving this summer. It's just the time is running out for Dortmund to do any proper movement in the transfer window right now. And I just don't see it happening. Dortmund better than PSG by far. Even Marseille is bigger. You're missing a dollar sign in the middle of PSG, but I respect it. What if PSG are ready to pay 200 million or 220 million should BVB sell? And this is the perfect example, guys. So there were reports a long time ago. I didn't look into them too much because I just didn't think they would happen, but it said that, and this is where PSG comes into play. It said that Dortmund could be interested in selling Haaland this summer if an outrageous transfer comes in. Now, he's valued-ish around the 150 mark, and that is the rumored price that PSG would pay if they sell Mbappe. And I don't think PSG would think twice about it. So now, if they lose Mbappe and they go to Dortmund and they offer the 150, I do think that Dortmund would say no. There's more to gain, in my opinion, from the release clause, Champions League, Bundesliga, having him than there is taking the 150. However, that's not a stupid offer because that's what he's worth. If PSG came in, because PSG don't give a F and they have money to spend, especially if they get that kind of money from Mbappe, and they offer 200, 220, I don't know, man. There's a chance that could push Dortmund over the line, but I don't think PSG will do that. But it's fun, man. There's a lot of transfers going around, and there's a little merry-go-round of strikers, and we're unfortunately in the loop. There's Harry Kane, who's now decided to stay at Tottenham, or forced to stay at Tottenham. There is Lewandowski, who's been rumored wants a new challenge, yada, yada, yada. I don't think he's going to leave Bayern. I don't. There's Ronaldo, who has stated that he is leaving Juve. He was linked to potentially go to PSG. It doesn't seem like that it's much of an interest anymore. Same as City. It seems like Ronaldo may go to United. And then that obviously puts Mbappe to Madrid, and then Ronaldo was supposed to go to PSG. Now that he's maybe not going there, they could look at Haaland, and then that would F us. So this merry-go-round of strikers makes things very interesting to see who falls into place, because someone is going to be left with nothing. And that very well could be us if this goes down against us. Pasak is bigger than PSG. Barca literally is 1 billion in debt. How about Shelik? Shelik would be a perfect right-back signing, but I would like to spend some other money. So, I mean, if we can get Dalot on a loan with option to buy, I don't think we can do much better, man. John says, just got here. Did I miss anything? Not really, my man. Well, sort of. I mean, we've been talking about the two major stories today, one being Erling Haaland, one being Dalot. Dalot coming to Dortmund on a loan is contingent on United signing Trippier. So if United sign Trippier, we may be able to pull off getting Dalot on an option, with a loan with an option to buy, which is a brilliant piece of business. And now we have the beautiful little debate of whether Erling Haaland will leave. And you guys know my opinion. He won't. Josh, what do you think will the formation be today? Maybe a 3-5-2. My assumption is maybe a 4-3. I don't know. I think maybe a 4-3-2-1, something like that. But we're going to have to see. They might play with Malen until the winter and then get a new striker. Potentially. I don't know. I just can't imagine that they sell, and they would screw us. Why would Dortmund throw away this season before it even... Beautifully said. What is wrong with the current right backs? You guys want to tell them? You want me to? Okay, I'll tell them. They haven't been good. We brought in Meunier. We did that beautiful risk versus reward assessment I love talking about so much when it comes to Dortmund. Let's not sign Hakimi for the 40 because we can get Meunier for free. It backfired. He's a totally different type of player. He has not been able to fit the style we play here at Dortmund. He's done decently going forward in terms of making runs, finding movement, finding space. His final ball has been atrocious. And when it came from someone like Hakimi, whose final ball was incredible, or if he didn't want to do the pass, he would take it on the shot, and 9 times out of 10, I mean, Hakimi got a good chunk of goal contributions, and Meunier just got shit on from our community, man. He did. And now he's out. And then we had Murray, who was a little spurt of joy, and then he's out for the season. And on top of that, we've played Paslak the past few games and been exposed enormously on that right-hand side. If we brought in Dalot, that is a beautiful piece of business and is one for the future because we have the option to potentially buy him outright. But Ariozola can play as a winger, and when he gets off his loan from Fiorentina next season, Dortmund could secure a winger. He would be a good choice. Ariozola, in my opinion, can't play as a proper winger. Not even. I think Ariozola's only position really would be a right back, sometimes a wing back. I don't rate him that well. He would have been a fine makeshift option at the right back position. And I would have been fine with that. If we brought him on a loan deal, that's fine with me. I would prefer Dalot, man. I would. And I think Dalot is better at playing further up the pitch than Ariozola would be. Do you think that Rosa should try a 4-2-2-2? 2 cams, 2 strikers. I don't. I don't think we have the speed to pull that off. My assumption is that he'll stick with the 4-1-2-1-2, or he'll find some variation of a 4-3-3, 4-3-2-1, 4-2-3-1. And it's going to be interesting to see what we do today. Paslak better than Dalot? I don't know. Is Dalot the type of player we really need now? What are your views? Yeah, a loan deal, you can't go wrong with it. You cannot go wrong with it. There's no risk for Dortmund if we have a loan deal with an option to buy. He's a talented young fullback. It is a position we desperately need. He can play as a makeshift left back and right back. He's young, and if he does crap, guess what? We can send him back packing to United, and if not, we have an option to buy him. And given our current right back options, I don't think it's bad whatsoever. But like I said, the ideal situation for Dortmund is signing 2 players, one of which can play 2 positions. So if it was either someone who can play as a winger and a right back, someone like Baku, it's not going to be Baku, but you get my point. And then a center back. Or someone who can play right back, center back, and then a winger. Stefan Tigges can replace Haaland. He absolutely cannot. Bring back Weigl. I'd bring back Weigl. If we lose Witsel, I'd bring back Weigl in a heartbeat. You saw some sources, says Perez contacted Haaland's family 2 years ago, wants him to be a part of the rebuild. Thoughts? I believe it. And like I said, my truthful opinion is that he will potentially go to Madrid. Is he actually leaving or just speculation? He's not actually leaving, guys. He's not actually leaving, and I don't think he will. Like I said, the cards are all in Dortmund's hands. This release clause doesn't come into effect just after the window closes. So if PSG offered $200 million for Haaland, it's up to Dortmund now. And that's what I meant. We're going to see how far Dortmund can bend before they break. Because if they say, you know what, no matter what, we can't afford to sell him, common sense says we won't replace him and our season will go off a cliff. Then it doesn't matter what you offer us. We can reject it clearly. However, that $200 million, $250 million, which is a lot of money and unrealistic, but it could push Dortmund to that breaking point where they're like, screw it, man, we're set up for the next few years. So, I don't know. But we finally got down to the comments where I said, what's the percentage of Haaland leaving this summer? 25, decently high. 0, that's a little more like it. 15, 10, 6, 1, 0. Yeah, relatively low. Relatively low. A lot of comments, though. If I skip over them, sorry, guys. Just feel free to ask it again. We made a mistake selling Delaney. We would make a mistake if we sold both Delaney and Witsel, in my opinion. We ideally then need to find someone who can play center back and CDM. If we're gonna let him go, because that's, I don't know. Like right now, if you're asking me who our best 6 is, if we let Witsel go, it's Emre Can. Well, arguably, I guess I would say Dahoud, but I don't see Dahoud doing it as a 6 for the entirety of the season. I just don't. Ronaldo would be getting $500,000 a week, and he's not getting younger. I'm sure if he would leave, yeah, there's a good chance. What good 6s are on the market? There's been a few. That the one AZ CDM Koopa Meters, I believe is his name. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. He would be a perfect option. He's a great young talented Dutch player. He's been linked to Atalanta. If we could pull him off, he can play as a CDM and a center back. Hoffenheim's got a player who we could keep an eye on today, who can play as a CDM and a CM. Good wages as well. It'll all depend. It'll all depend if Witsel goes. I remember watching an AC Milan video that pronounced it Dalot. Well, I'm trusting you, my man. You were right. It's more like Dalot. All right, we're going to go for it. Swap deal for McKennie. I would love that. I would. I really like Weston McKennie. However, his Schalke pass tells me no. Let's get Cavani on loan if we run options. Again, it's not a bad idea. If Haaland was plucked from us and Ronaldo goes back to United, Cavani's got no future there. We could bring him in on loan, but again, that won't ever happen. Josh, I was reading close French sources to the club and suggested the amount would be closer to 200 million rather than 150 million. See, and that's the stupid transfer tag I'm talking about. I don't think Dortmund would budge at 150, but when you come close to that 200 mil, knowing that this release clause next year could knock us only 64 to 75, I don't know, man. Maybe. But yeah, selling Haaland now would not make sense at all. It wouldn't. You guys are tuning in though, guys. Be sure to drop a like. Got a good nice little stream here before our watch along later today. If you're new around here, drop a sub and say hello in the chat. Got a couple new people today. OC says apparently Atletico were the front runners for Shelik. Hey, that is good. That is good. Hear the logic. If Shelik leaves Lille to go to Atletico, that's going to allow Trippier to leave Atletico to go to United. That's going to allow Dalot to leave United to go to Dortmund. Full circle. See how that works? And then we give Meunier to Lille. I'm just kidding. But no, that's fantastic. I haven't seen any sources on that, OC, so we'll have to look into it to see obviously how legit it was. But that's the way that the circle would go. Shelik would go from Lille to Atletico, Trippier from Atletico to United, Dalot from United to Dortmund. That rumor right there helps us in the long term. So I will have to look into it, but that could be interesting. Juve manager doesn't want to sell McKennie. Seems like it's only the board who wants him gone. And I don't know why. Weston had a good year last year. If PSG offer 150 to 180, Dortmund should take it. They can get a 9 winger, right back, CB, and money. So more than likely, it would take, I think, around 200. And if that did happen, I don't think we'd sign a 9 because we have Malen. I think we would sign a winger for sure. We'd sign probably a right back and a center back, and then a CDM now if we allow Witsel to leave. Kessie and Sanchez are also good options for us. They're the kind of players we need. Frank Kessie's an excellent player. I would take him in a heartbeat. We can't afford Sanchez. That is true. We could get Weigl, though. I would take Weigl back. I really, really would. Is Chan fit to play tonight? He is. Apparently, Chan's fit, and Hummels is not. So here's my makeshift starting 11. Kobel. I don't know the formation. I'm gonna wing it. Kobel in net. Right back, I'm gonna say Chan. So no Paslak. Center backs, Akanji and Witsel still. So that because Hummels was ruled out. Guerrero at left back. Maybe the 2 CDMs being Dahoud, Bellingham. And then it gets tricky whether we want to go a 4. If it is, then you go 4-1-2-1-2, and then you put Gio, Royce, Malen, and Haaland up front. But Easy Gaming says just tuned in. What happened? PSG are upping the interest in Erling Haaland and are gonna push towards a deal. And if a deal happens, guys, it's going to be scary. It's going to be a little scary. Only because we don't have the time to properly replace it, and our season is going to be a little iffy. The other news is that, and this is breaking, and I don't know, so this is just from the words of OC. I haven't looked into it. I just know for sure that there is interest in Dalot going to Dortmund. It's going to depend on Trippier going to United. But if Shelik goes to Atletico, it allows that domino effect to go in place. So we've got a nice little talk today. BVB signed Ronaldo. My coffee is cold. Go for Vlahovic. I would go for Vlahovic as well. But that's the interesting concept, guys. We signed a 9. Daniel Malen, do not get carried away by any stretch. He is a 9. I don't see us going into the market if Haaland leaves. I see Malen being tossed into the woods up front. You are our striker. We will find you supporting cast. We will bring in a winger, bring in a CDM, bring in a center back and a right back. Is my assumption. BVB, fantastic draw in the Champions League. Love your show, by the way. Much love, my man. I'm glad that you liked it and you enjoyed. We got a great community here, and yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better draw. Absolutely not. Are there any decent fullbacks in the youth team? None I would trust to come up and do a job. No. There are decent ones, don't get me wrong, but that's a big jump and a lot of pressure when you could go out for a loan deal. It's so much more logical. Like Ariozola if Dalot wasn't working out, Ariozola, if he was still available, bring him in. Bring a body in as some support for Meunier. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if we got Serge Aurier on loan from Spurs. Dalot is probably better, but Aurier's got some issues with him, though. Personality issues, team issues. I would take Dalot much more than I would for our boy there. Ginter, Elvedi are interesting, hard to afford. Ginter, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I believe is on an expiring contract, but I don't know how keen he would be to go back to Dortmund. Let's just move Witsel to right back. He doesn't have the pace for that, my man. If anything, center back. If you want Dalot, pay up. Well, loan deal with option to buy, man, and that's a win-win for us. Haaland will not leave Dortmund, knowing the bosses of Dortmund and how strong-headed they are. Ooh, I'd be careful. I agree that they probably won't sell Haaland, but I believe if you offer them 200 to 220 mil, you better watch out, because that's where shit gets scary. And I'm hoping that it just nothing happens out of it, but that's where the breaking point could happen. Anything under that, I'm not worried. Because I think no matter what, we would be in a hole if we sold Haaland. But PSG, if they sell Mbappe, they have the money to push us to that point. And like you guys have been pointing out, it'd be hard for Haaland to convince to go to Liga. I think he's got his sights set on Madrid. So PSG have to get the job rolling now. And if they just lost Mbappe to Madrid, well, you better believe they're going to go hard for Haaland. But again, guys, this is all skeptical. If Haaland leaves, is Tigges ready to replace him? Nada. We'd be in a lot of trouble if we were starting Tigges each and every game. More than likely, like I said, we'd go buy a winger, and we would trust that Malen can do the job. We spent $30 million on him. What's up, Josh? Not much, my man. Hope you're doing well. You have to let him go for $200 million, and that's what the board will... I'm nervous. If it gets upwards to 200, I'm nervous. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm nervous. But I don't think it will. I would see my mother for $200 million. If Haaland leaves, Tigges is not ready to replace him. If Ronnie passes medical and signs, BVB won't be getting Dalot. United won't make any more signings. There's the chance they could get Trippier, though. If you could sell Witsel for 8 to 10 final year of the contract and get... yes, I would. That would be an excellent deal if we can get it done. Because not only could he replace Witsel perfectly, but he can step in as a center back. He's the perfect signing, and I'd be happier than a pig and poo. I really would. He to me, he's the perfect signing. If we allow Witsel to move on, because we need to sign someone there, and that hits off two positions. You lose Witsel, but you get an option for CDM and center back. Nailed it. I would love to see Haaland to PSG. With the underwhelming performances of BVB just so far, emphasizes the point that he is wasting his talents there. I think we'd be in a lot of trouble if he goes to PSG. Haaland to PSG is a good move. Not for us. If Haaland leaves, no. Just saw Vav Atletico have started talks with Shelik. Tottenham interested as well. So there you go, guys. This could be a knock-on effect. Trippier is absolutely leaving as Shelik goes to Atletico. Jude, Dahoud, and Reyna. The F is his title, man. Am I in the right universe? No. It's all going down to this striker swap. This huge swap that everyone is doing, and it's going to be dangerous to see if Mbappe leaves, because if Mbappe leaves, this is where the Haaland deal can go down. But for the right now I'm okay. I feel comfortable. Chan fits Dortmund more than Witsel, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I just have a vendetta a little bit against Chan. Witsel is calmer. He's got much better football IQ. Chan is a liability in the middle of the park. When you ask me where I would like to play Chan, it's at right back. That is where I trust him the most. Or outside right center back. When he gets put in the middle, he just lacks a little bit of composure, and it puts us on the front foot a little bit. When he can't break up the play, when he draws in fouls, it is going to be a little bit nerve-wracking. But I just read some news that PSG will replace Mbappe with Richarlison. Well, this is the difference between BVB and PSG. If Mbappe leaves and the last-minute panic buy happens, PSG have the money and the persuasion to pull off someone like Richarlison, maybe Haaland, whoever they want. Dortmund don't. If we lose Haaland, we don't have that ability to put something together, properly and adequately replace them with a player who fits our profile, fits our long-term goals, it would be a real scramble, and I don't think the board is interested in it. Bayern is also interested in Haaland, I think, always, but no, he's not going to go there. Angie, how you doing? Angie, I'm sure that you probably heard some of the stuff I just said. Transfer talk stream tomorrow. Depends if deals go down. Dortmund could use Chris Richards. We could, but no deal will ever happen like that. We could get a Kone, Madueke, St. Juice, Dalot on a loan, and a CDM if we sell Haaland. But maybe, man. There's a lot of deals to get together under a short period of time. Absolutely no chance Haaland leaves. It's not about money. We simply don't have enough time to find replacements. BVB fans would be outraged. All very true. However, like I said, there is a bending point with Dortmund, man. I really think so. If we get 200 million for Haaland, the only reasonable way to spend is 70 for Lautaro, 35 for Mbappe, 50 for Koundé. Again, man, those are beautiful, beautiful transfers for FIFA 22. They are, but it wouldn't go down like that. We have zero chance of signing someone like Lautaro Martinez. We would probably sign maybe someone like Anthony from Ajax as a winger to bring in. The right back position would be probably still Dalot on a loan, and then we'd maybe bring in someone a little like Jules Koundé will not come to Dortmund. I don't know exactly who would, but St. Juice would be a more realistic one. Heard Aston Villa is interested in Witsel. They are, man. Whew. It'll be interesting. Where's the financial fair play? PSG can buy anyone. It's getting ridiculous. It's true, and that's why people say at some point rejecting Madrid for Mbappe this year could screw PSG. Because if financial fair play comes a knocking and saying, listen, this is the third time we're coming to your guys' door. You had the opportunity to sell Mbappe for 160, 70 million to Madrid, and you chose not to. What is going on? Open your books. Here's a fat transfer ban. Here's a fine. Haaland would be totally wasted in French football. There's no challenges there. Yep. And again, I haven't talked to Haaland. I don't know exactly what he wants. From my assumption and from what I've read, he wants to go to somewhere like La Liga or the Prem. But, like I said, the power of Messi is ridiculous, and the power of PSG putting a ton of money into the equation could push Dortmund to the breaking point. But this would be a deal for next summer. I would do anything to bring him in, man. I would. I absolutely would. Also, Dalot has told that he wants to join BVB. I read that too. He had good talks with Guerrero and good talks with Sancho. But we will have to see, man. We will have to see. Lautaro Martinez is the only replacement for Haaland that makes any kind of sense. Either way, it happens. We will never sign Lautaro, though. I don't think we're in Lautaro's goal. Like, we're just not. And I don't think we could afford him even selling Haaland. Guerrero can play anywhere through the middle. He can play on the left and play at right back. Guerrero, I don't believe, can play properly at right back. His best position is a wing back. He's okay in specific games as a left back. He can play a little bit up the pitch as well. But if we play in a back three, his best position is a wing back. Hello, my friends. Hope you guys are doing well. Do you think Renier will play this season? No, I don't. I don't whatsoever, man. I really got to say, I don't visit your channel enough. I love your passion. Knowledge of the BVB is really second to none. And I really need to commend you for that. I appreciate that, Nigel. Very kind words. We got an awesome community here. You guys keep me going. You guys help me out. I love it. On Twitter there, if there's anything you guys ever want to say, pitch in, help the channel. I mean, TV_JJD. I got people sending me links, stuff all the time. It keeps me knowledgeable. A lot of it is just stuff I've learned over the years. But I appreciate those kind words, Nigel. I'm glad that you're enjoying your time here. It means a lot hearing that kind of thing, and it just helps in general with the community, with the goals we have here. With 200 mil, we can afford. Okay, I'll tell you right now. Who? Austin Matthews. Oh man. Realistically, I mean, Baku, if we signed him, more than likely would be something for the next season. Verts, I just don't see it's possible. Same as Tapsoba or Almo. Ginter, maybe if he's interested in coming back to Dortmund, because I think he's on an expiring contract. Elvedi would be tough. There's 2 or 3 names there. I mean, Austin Matthews would be a tough one. He'd be a tough one to bring in, but you never know. Why the heck would Haaland be interested in the French league? Totally boring and would be a stupid move. Not happening. And I agree, Angie. I think it's just the Messi persona. If he goes there for 2-3 years to play with Messi and then moves on, that's the only thing I can think. But like I said, I don't know. I haven't talked to him. France is supposed to do what La Liga did with the FFP next year, if I understand correctly. Well, good. I hope so. I genuinely hope so. Why are a joke of sort of players that we would expect to come to us? There's a difference between those who would come and have no hope. Yeah, there's a fine line of realistic deals and non-realistic deals. And like someone like Lautaro Martinez is an unrealistic deal. Even Vlahovic can be a stretch. It's tough. It's tough when it comes to Dortmund transfers, man. Gozens is another one that's probably a little bit unrealistic. Haaland to PSG? I hope not. Hit the like button to keep Haaland. Oh, there you go. Josh is the best. I appreciate the kind words, my man. There needs to be a transfer and salary cap for all leagues. And you know what? It should be. Because they all compete for the ultimate goal of the Champions League. But we'll have to see where it goes. We can easily afford him, especially with whatever money we get from Haaland. I don't believe that's true. If you're referring to Lautaro Martinez, Inter's not going to let him go. They already let Lukaku go. They brought in Dzeko. They brought in Correa, but they're not going to let Martinez go. On top of that, they would ask for a stupid amount of money that Dortmund would just say, screw it, there's other options. And honestly, I still don't know if, with the books, we're going to get a lot of money from Haaland, I know, but Dortmund are so cautious with how they spend. I just can't see it. I really can't. It's perfect as long as we're not losing him to Bayern. I'm sorry, but if Real can spend 180 on Mbappe, you can't be complaining about PSG spending a lot of money. There's a little bit, yeah, there is. It's tough, and that's just part of being a Dortmund fan. We will never spend that type of money, at all, ever. With Haaland's clause, which club do you see signing him, Josh? Madrid. That's my number one right now. My number one is Madrid for next summer with the release clause. Guys, if you want to know for sure if there's a chance for a player to sign at BVB, just look at this transfer profile. His value more than 20 mil. If not, there's no chance. To an extent. I take your point, though. What about Gabe from PSG? Is he a good CDM? I take him. If we let our boy Witsel walk, we need to sign a CDM. That's my opinion. Where's T? He's not here today, but he will be back for the watch along. We won't buy Martinez because he can't speak German or English. Nobody speaks Spanish but the injured Murray. He just doesn't fit the profile player. That's someone who would fit the profile player. Dortmund are specific about the transfers. I mean, try to look in the Bundesliga because majority of the time we're going to find players that Dortmund look to bring in. Lautaro Martinez is just a very unrealistic transfer target. Ryan is pushing for PSG or for Haaland to join PSG. What a shock. But hopefully his wages will scare off anybody. But if there's one club that they won't scare off, it is PSG. Josh, what is the expected bid from PSG to bid him away? I've heard between 152 million or 200 million. And I think 200 million could be a breaking point, and that makes me nervous. And then I might as well just live on camera because if that goes down, there's going to be a wild amount of transfers, man. We will never move. But if we even try to sign someone like Lautaro, we keep digging in the bargain bin. It's true. What is the highest Dortmund transfer fee that's ever spent? It's either Schürrle or Hummels, and it's around 35. I don't remember off the top of my head. If anyone knows, what's the profile, Josh? Ooh, okay. So let's hypothetically say this goes down. Hypothetically, if we sell Haaland for 150 or 2 million, and let me tell you right now, it won't matter in terms of spending whether we sell him for 150 or 2 million. It does not matter. Just let me put that one out there for you guys right now. I'm going to give you, and this is just completely hypothetical. If we sell Haaland for 150 to 200 million, whatever it is, my assumption is that Malen will now be the main striker. He will come in, he will be the number 9. That's what's going down. We would maybe be able to break our transfer record, which, like I said, is around 35. If not, we'll spend very close to it for someone like Anthony. Let's just say from Ajax. I believe he comes in, He is the Jadon Sancho replacement. Malen is the Haaland replacement. There's your two right there. On top of that, I think the Dalot deal will still have to be done. It would be a loan option to buy. Then I think a type of player similar to St. Just, whoever it could be, he'll come in at center back, and then maybe a specific type of CDM. And I don't know if I have one. Maybe Boubacar Kamara still from Marseille. Probably won't him, but a profile like him on an expiring contract. Good, young, talented French player who could get the deal done. So there you go. Haaland goes out. We sign Anthony for between 35, maybe breaking our transfer record. We get Dalot in on a loan deal with an option to buy. We get somebody like St. Just and somebody like Boubacar Kamara. There's 4. That is it. That is all. And that's what our team would look like. Which arguably, I mean, it's not that bad, but you guys get my point. If Haaland wants a challenge to a new league, he should go to Serie A and sign for clubs like Lazio or Napoli. He would never do that, though. He'll be going to the top. One way, shape, or form. If Dortmund signed Dalot on a 2-year loan deal with option to buy, I feel like we'd be doing really well. I agree. I'd be very happy with it. Be very, very happy with it. Pretty sure it's Schürrle. Yeah, I can't remember. It's Schürrle or Hummels. You know, I'm willing to sell my mom for $200 million. That's... Yeah. Oh, man. There you go. Haaland to Vanessa. Yeah. Joining up. All right, guys. But I'm going to wrap this up today for our nice little transfer stream. This will be the last comment of the day. It goes to Dan B. Selling Haaland for $200 million this summer would be an incredible deal. We would completely rebuild the team. And this is what I want you guys to go away thinking of. $200 million is a lot of money. Yes. And we could rebuild the team. Yes. But that rebuild will not start this year. We do not have the time. Do not have the time to get the proper players in that fits Dortmund's profile, fits the way this stuff's going. It would be a race against the clock that could, 1, get not a lot of deals done, or 2, get terrible deal done, or have a risk of having a terrible deal done. The best thing to do is just bite the bullet, keep Haaland, and then sell him next year and restart from there. That is the best thing to do. But you guys can think on that, because that's just my opinion. I mean, or we just we bring in that kind of money and then we don't properly replace, and then we have a interesting season ahead. But we're gonna wrap it up there today, guys. I have a couple other things I gotta do before the watch along today, so I appreciate everyone tuning in today. If you're new around here, be sure to drop a like on your way out. Subscribe if you're new, and hopefully see you guys on the watch along. Cheers, friends.